I'm Pinney. Welcome to a special Education Matters. This is during the pandemic and we're working from home. Today's special guest is the New Jersey State Teacher of the Year, Kimberly Dickstein Hughes. And we're going to be talking about NJ Live, NJTV Live, and some of the challenges that she sees with the teachers. Well, welcome, Kimberly. How are you?
Hi, Ray. Thank you for having me. It's good to see you again.
I know the first time we met, we were at a convention with thousands of people, and now we're separated by about 100 miles. And
I know, a very different circumstance for an interview, but still a joy to be with you on Education Matters.
Okay, so first of all, when this all occurred, what do you see as the challenges facing the teacher if you were in the classroom? And I know you talk to a lot of teachers, you have a lot of colleagues.
I think the greatest challenge for teachers when we had realized that we were moving to remote learning and possibly not returning to school, we're managing all of the unknowns while also trying to seamlessly transition your classroom environment to another space, whether that was online or packets or however you were delivering that instruction. Teachers had to change overnight. And that was a really Herculean task, but teachers rose to the challenge, and it seems like in hours we're able to bring students back into learning.
Yeah, I was also impressed with how I think they helped each other.
Yes.
Some of them were better with technology than others. They kind of helped their colleagues very quickly too, because as a teacher, you're working from home too.
And every teacher's circumstances were really different depending on their district. So some districts, teachers had an in-service maybe the day before schools moved to remote learning, or teachers had time to collaborate with one another. And during those hours or that professional learning, teachers collaborated, came together, and were using all sources to do that, whether that was in person or even on social media, just watching teachers rally and come together on social media, sharing so many resources and really trying to make sure everyone was on the path for success in a time when they didn't really know what success looked like, right? So we were defining things as we went along.
Well, you talked about resources, and one of the resources that you're a part of, and I'm probably very happy to be part of it, is the NJTV partnership with NJEA and also with the Department of Education, Learning Live. Do you want to explain what the goal is of this?
Yeah, I would love to. So NJTV Learning Live is, as you said, a partnership between New Jersey Department of Education, New Jersey Education Association, and NJTV. And when we moved to remote learning, we had the realization that not every child has the same access. And we wanted to ensure that all children still had access to continuous learning and a quality education with a trusted adult and New Jersey's #1 educators. And so what came to fruition was NJTV Learning Live. So Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. for grades 3, 4, 5, and 6. There are hour-long programs that cover subjects like English language arts, math, science, social studies, music, physical education, foreign language, art, and more. And students can tune in anywhere in New Jersey, in some regions of Philadelphia and New York, and watch New Jersey's educators deliver incredible enrichment. And all of our educators are volunteers and going above and beyond for all of our children.
Now, I know you've seen a lot of good teachers, but were you even a little bit blown away by some of the creativity that you saw from these teachers?
I am in awe whenever I turn on my television. When I see what our teachers are doing with what they have at home and navigating their own space and making magic happen on the screen with whatever they have, I'm really impressed and also humbled to be in their company and be the State Teacher of the Year when I'm seeing these incredible educators really bringing 110% to the screen. So they're really creative. Teachers are making dot cameras with their phones, like art teachers, so you can see what they're doing. You can see teachers trying to navigate this editing world that they don't know, or using different platforms. But also what I think is the big standout for me is that best practices in the classroom truly do come through the screen. And you can see some of our best educators providing that opportunity for all of our students.
Now, this just came to me. I know it's designed for students. It might be a good thing for teachers to see, to get ideas about, wow, I never thought it, you know, because it's the same curriculum.
Yeah, so you're spot on, right? So we've gotten so much great feedback from teachers, and that idea of professional learning networks happening organically. So, by the end of this programming, we'll have about 200 educators who would have filmed with us, which is really exciting. And then thinking about all the educators and their networks who are learning from one another. But also we have educator prep programs and pre-service teachers who are watching these lessons as observations. And that's really incredible too. So you're right. And adults and parents, families are also watching. So it goes far beyond the grade bands that we've targeted. And I'm always really excited to see the feedback online from viewers.
I'll throw you a compliment too. You're a very good host at that.
Thank you, Ray. So the thought process behind having a host for the program was that we knew every week we would have 20 different educators, but we wanted our students to always have a trusted adult, someone who could ground the program each episode. So when they tuned back in, they knew, okay, we're going to start with Miss D, and then she's going to introduce our new teacher for the day. And that's pretty exciting. And so, like, when in an ordinary time can you have a teacher from anywhere in the state bringing their instruction into your home? And so we wanted to make that as normal as possible. And so being the host has given me the opportunity to also provide tips for learning and for also managing our emotions. We have social emotional wellness inserts throughout. So thank you for the compliment, Ray, but there was really a design behind that. And we've been very intentional with our programming because we want to make sure that we're meeting diverse learner needs. So not just various content areas, but for our special education students and our English language learners, we're really designing programming that meets everyone's learning ability. And we've had bilingual educators, we've had educators that have been on air teaching a lesson in both English and Spanish, all in Spanish. We had a lesson in Mandarin. I mean, very exciting stuff.
And how long does this go till?
So the programming runs through June 19th. And all of the episodes are archived online.
And I'll say one other thing before we move on to the last couple of questions. I think it's a good example of people, the education community, I think, not just the teachers, but I think this has been a collaboration among everyone involved in education to meet the needs of our kids, from the board to the superintendents to the maintenance staff. People.
Oh my goodness, Ray. You're spot on. This could not happen if everyone didn't come together and do what's in the best interest of our kids. And you're right, everyone in every capacity has rallied in order to do that, right? So even individuals who aren't even involved in the program. So when you talk about like custodians, or even we have our cafeteria workers still putting together meals, making sure our students are well fed so that they can watch the episodes on public television, free and on air, but also be ready to learn so that all of their needs are met. And we've had so many superintendents supporting the programming, whether they're helping us recruit teachers or even promoting on their Twitter, their Facebook. And that's really valuable because it's a unified voice around education. And as you said, I'm just so impressed. But I'm not surprised. I'm totally not surprised, because New Jersey's educators have always gone above and beyond for our students and have always rallied to meet their needs. And so to me, this is just par for the course, and we are ready for anything. And sometimes that anything comes with a lot of unknowns and a lot of trials and tribulations, but I think that we have done everything we can to make the best of an abnormal time.
As we move forward through this, I don't think anyone back in March was thinking that we wouldn't come back to the buildings again. What do you see as the biggest challenge of facing the educators?
I think the greatest challenge facing educators and our students and our school communities is adjustment. And adjustment means many different things. So I think first, the psychological adjustment, the social, emotional wellness of all. You know, we have been messaging out to stay home and keep your face covered and stay 6 feet apart for months now. So to return to a place where you're sitting very close to another person, that you are talking and in dialogue, and you know, the littles just want to hug their teacher, right? And so adjusting to, you know, what does that look like now? And so I think those are unanswered questions. And to me, that adjustment, that human connection, that teachers shine in and we thrive because of that connection, you know, that's going to be an interesting adjustment. Mm-hmm. I also think adjusting to the traditional way of learning versus now we've moved to this online space, and how do we move between those modalities? I'm really thinking about, once we go back in September, whatever that looks like, how do we address the summer slide, but the COVID-19 slide? Students will be impacted by that. We can't ignore it. And we really need to adjust our thinking to where we think our students should be, as opposed to meeting them where they are and getting them to that next step, whatever we think that should be. So like I said, there's going to be a lot of adjustment for everyone at every level, our students, their parents and families, our community members, our educators, our administrators, our organizations convening, right? What will convening look like? That begins early in the school year. So we'll have to, again, be innovative and transformative and really embrace that enduring optimism that's getting us through this time.
And I would think it might be a little bit emotional coming back to school because the teachers haven't seen each other, or a lot of them haven't seen in person. They haven't seen some of their students. They never really got a chance to say formally goodbye.
Yeah.
You think it would be? I mean, for you, I know it would be. So that's a difficult moment, I think.
I'm really glad you said that, Ray. I was on a Zoom on Teacher Appreciation Day with a few of my colleagues from Haddonfield Memorial High School. And it was just really emotional to see them, and it didn't feel like enough time, and it felt so far away. And I am someone who lives for hugs and the chit chat time, and it is going to be emotional. You said it really well, and all of those big life changes that we've missed out on. And so when you think about graduations, or we have like these move up ceremonies from 5th grade or 8th grade, we're thinking about retirements. There's so much to think about as we shift. And my heart aches a little. I'm thinking that, you know, we didn't have our traditional way of honoring those moments, but I'm hoping that we'll be able to again re-envision and rally behind our community. But you're right, this whole experience has been really emotional. I was watching a lesson today, Ray, a 3rd grade music lesson, and I was singing along with the teacher, and I was crying. And I'm like crying just thinking about it now. And because, I mean, his message was so powerful, and it was for 3rd graders, but it was so much more than that. And I think that's where we all are, is that everything is really requiring heart work, right? In order to get through.
Yes, and I know you have that, and I know you're going back to the classroom in September, and I know you missed probably quite a bit. That was where your heart is. So I wish you luck with your new class in the fall, whenever we open up again. And I want to thank you for joining me on Education Matters.
Thank you, Ray.
Thanks for watching Education Matters, and stay tuned for more episodes coming in the next couple of weeks.